Hi, I'm Phyllis of Many Creative Gifts, and in partnership with www.AllFreeCrochet.com, I'm really pleased to bring you these crochet videos. In this segment today, I want to show you how to put together squares or panels in order to make a blanket or afghan. There are a number of different methods, but I want to show you three that I really like. Now, the first step is to lay out your squares right side up in the pattern that you want to create. Then you may want to consider whether you want to block the squares first or join them together and then block it as a blanket. So the first method I want to show you is using the single crochet stitch to join our squares. So once you've laid them out with the right sides facing up, take your first two rows and take the rightmost squares and bring them together. Then we're going to join the yarn in the very most right corner. Pull that loop through all 4 loops, and then just do the single crochet stitch all the way across. Just inserting through all 4 loops, and we're going to do it all the way across. It's going to give us a raised joining, which you may or may not want, but if you do like that look, then the single crochet stitch is the best way to get it. So when you've gotten to the end of joining the first 2 squares, you're going to want to keep going along the row to join the rest of the squares. Now, this can get a little tricky, but it makes for a great joinder. So take the first 2 squares and take the second set of squares, and you're going to line them up next to each other. Oh, I need to get rid of my tail. Let's see, we're just going to tuck that in. And then I'm going to insert my hook into the corner of the second set of squares and bring it right up against the first set. Pull through a loop, then finish my single crochet stitch, and then just keep going on the second set of squares. And then see, when I put them down, I've got them all connected to each other. I'm going to keep going across and get my first row done. As you can see, I've used the single crochet stitch on our first 2 columns. And now I want to show you the same technique, but using the slip stitch. You may want to use the slip stitch if you don't particularly like this raised joinder. So we're going to use the same technique though. We're going to take our first 2 squares and we're going to match them up with the next set. And we're going to insert our hook into the corner through all 4 loops, pull everything together, and then pull a loop all the way through. But this time, instead of doing a single crochet stitch, we're just going to pull the loop all the way through and do a slip stitch. And we're going to keep doing that all the way across. Let me do a couple of stitches so you can see what the look is going to look like. Okay, so let's lay that down. And now, as you can see, we've got a little bit of a flatter joinder. Thank you for joining me and www.AllFreeCrochet.com for this crochet video.